Love comes and goes, but you know it's really sad when it goes without even first having it. Yeah, that's how we're starting this one.
True North Reviews, True North Reviews, True North Reviews.
Hey there, welcome to True North Reviews. My name is Ryan, and today we are discussing the Sam Smith record, Love Goes. Sam Smith, English singer and songwriter, broke onto the scene after being featured on a Disclosure track, Latch, gained them some traction, and then went on to release one of the biggest songs during my high school years, the glory years, as some might argue, Stay With Me. I can't imagine many people not recognizing Stay With Me. It's a pretty distinct song that could easily be picked out of a lineup, but to be known for anything that big or internationally renowned with an authentic stamp on it, that's still a true accomplishment and hard to disrespect. Now, typically some people pass off on Sam because they are much the same as Adele, just the piano ballads, the soaring vocals, the breakup songs, those kinds of compositions being thrown out there one after another. After some time, people might catch on to the similarities, including myself. If it's not just for the Adele comparison, failing to keep fans captivated has been somewhat of a challenge for Sam too. For a personal example, The Thrill of It All, I never really gravitated towards much of anything past its singles, same with their debut. Although I will just quickly throw in there that Hymn is an absolute glorious song that even I can't resist its moving and inspiring choir arrangement. Now, progressing as an artist, my high hopes were once again renewed as I appreciated and adored one of the singles that came out before this new album, How Do You Sleep? Possibly Sam's best song to date, certainly with its lullaby trap beat and commanding vocal performance. Sam didn't just stop there though. They doubled down on the infectious singles with Diamonds, another cut to drop prior to this album, and further charting in this danceable pop direction. For fans following this record since its original inception, they will likely know more than myself about its trajectory, along with its delays, the title change, and the extent to which it was reworked. But that being said, it's worth noting a lot of the singles both before and after the reimagining of this album, they're great and among some of Sam's greatest work, minus the Demi Lovato I'm Ready cut, but I digress. Sam, at the end of the day though, despite all the glimpses of something new, is still at a fork in the road. On Love Goes, they have to decide to either continue with the old sound of ballads or step into the dance pop scene and fully transition. And with that, the big question remains, do they cop out and combine the two styles together? From my perspective, I would say yes. Now, that doesn't mean a good record is impossible here, and for some, heck, they might already be head over heels for Love Goes. But from my own experience, this record unfortunately ended up being just like any other Sam Smith record, a mixture of strong singles and a lot of fluff in between. To start off on a positive note though, I do want to commend the track My Oasis featuring Burna Boy, an Afrobeat and pop fusion that is catchy as hell. Also up there with my favorites is Dance Till You Love Someone Else, the most obvious dance song on this record. Hello, it's in the title. More unanticipated on that song though was the vocal processing, easily reminding me of some of the stuff Vampire Weekend experimented with on their last record. Altogether, Dance is among the danceable songs I wanted and expected to hear on this record, the confident contrast to a track like Forgive Myself, which we will get into later, but first I want to touch on the opening song, which is Young. This is an a cappella with vocal glamour and, again, production. Regardless, Sam can carry a tune and it is delightful. It's like a reprise to When the Party's Over by Billie Eilish. That's what I'm kind of hearing with it. Pulling on other influences, So Serious is an ironic cut on this project. Pretty light with its disco beat. It's quite pleasant on the ears, almost Daft Punk-like with its synthesizers. Sadly though, So Serious is like the conventional catch-all net for sadness. The only thing that's more sad is when it's with forcibly happy songs. Thankfully, Love Goes stays away from that formula for the most most part, but might also be entangled with its own sadness and pity. One stretch this record sees is with the tracks For the Lover That I Lost, Breaking Hearts, and Forgive Myself. 3 sad songs in a row, the third of which is where I find myself checking out. It's this piano ballad with a minimal string arrangement, an absolute yawner. Essentially a cliched self-love song, but nothing new is said about the topic that is novel or refreshing. That's of course not even speaking about the piano chord progression, which is heavily derivative of every Adele ballad ever, except done worse in my opinion. And look, I empathize with the personal situation Sam has gone through. I commend their vulnerability that they show on this song. I just find the song itself at the core is too cut and dry for my personal liking. Now, if it wasn't hard enough to get through 3 sad songs in a row, each plainer and more vanilla than the previous, Love Goes has a serious lapse in judgment when it comes to its title track. The lyrics on here mention broken people, love on the rocks, yet again surface level descriptions of a breakup. A decent showing for the feature of Labyrinth, I will give credit where it's due. However, no matter how hard I tried, I could not get a gauge on this song Love Goes as a whole. The horn and bombastic drums that come out of nowhere might just be one of the most awkward and out of left field moments that we will hear this year. Essentially, I would describe this song as a breakout of the blues, except with a very cheesy horn arrangement. Throw in a late 2000s club beat and you'll be sure to be scratching your head in confusion. I criticize harshly there, but maybe Sam got carried away smashing together genres and vibes that clearly just don't belong with each other. Thankfully, to quell the corniness, the cheesiness, all that awkwardness, Kids Again is a more acceptable song on this album. Certainly the drum beat rounds off as a more robust and substantial instrumental that is consistently backed throughout its entire runtime. Although Kids Again might not be the best song on this record, it's still respectable. Then that brings us to the deluxe songs, which I don't really want to spend time commenting on. I do like most of them. As I said, singles before and after the delays to this album were good. It's just sad when the deluxe album songs are doing a lot of the heavy lifting, quite possibly just enough for this record to be slightly above average, but in combination with a lot of slower and lighter dance hits, which I was not really expecting, this album falls short in my opinion and might just go by the wayside as an okay album. Again, a record where high expectations and underwhelming results play a key role in my overall thoughts, but as much as I enjoy the change of pace for Sam and the glimpses of brilliance on their dance songs, I think they've got a better and more cohesive project in them, if I'm being completely honest. So with all that being said, I'm feeling a 5 out of 10 on Love Goes. Make sure you guys sound off down below in the comments. Tell me what you guys think of this music, whether you agree or disagree. I'm here to engage with you guys. If you'd like to leave a like, subscribe if you're new in town, I'd appreciate that very much. As always, thanks for watching and have a rockin' day.